The holidays are here and you still haven't finished your Christmas shopping. I get it. Pilots are hard to buy for, but I got you covered. I've gathered over 27 pieces of gear that pilots will actually use. No more novelty neckties or remove before flight keychains. Don't worry, flying's expensive, but gift giving doesn't have to be. Each category has items that will fit every single budget, with a few Sanitier picks sprinkled in for those on your extra nice list. This is all gear myself and other pilots have gotten huge value out of. Nothing on this video is sponsored, and I paid for everything with my own money. Prices on the screen are at the time of recording, so they're subject to change. Links to everything will be in the description below. Stick around until the end for some bonus items, and let's get started. Whether we're copying the ATIS or filling out a logbook, pilots are constantly in need of a good writing instrument. The Zebra 701 is known for a sleek design and stainless steel construction. The knurling offers fantastic grip even with a little sweater oil on your hands. Zebra is a Japanese company that's been making pens since 1914, so you get the level of quality and precision you would expect from a Japanese heritage brand. From Mad Men to James Bond, the Parker Jotter has become a Hollywood icon, and for good reason.
How long did you say the fuse was?
A smooth body, lightweight, and satisfying click, the Jotter will remind you of the golden age of flying, and even comes in an attractive gift box. Every pilot secretly wants to be an astronaut. Maybe you can't give them a ride to orbit, but you can give them the Fisher Space Pen. Fisher's claim to fame is being the only pen approved by NASA for space flight. Their pressurized cartridges means you can write upside down or in 0G. This bullet model is compact when capped, but has the form factor of a full-size pen when in writing mode. Not everything needs a permanent solution. Sometimes you just need a quick note in the margins or want to avoid smudges. The Rotring 600 takes the mechanical pencil game and dials it to 11. Flat sides keep it from rolling away, metal body keeps it from cracking in your bag, and the design keeps it classy. The Skillcraft B3 Aviator literally has aviator in the name, but it's more than just a name. With the spin of the end, you can swap between red ink, black ink, and mechanical pencil. The perfect one-stop shop for all your writing needs. Bonus on this one, Skillcraft is a brand operated by National Industries for the Blind, which provides employment to the visually impaired and manufactures all their products in the USA. These bag attachments can add some functionality and personality to the gear your pilot is already carrying around. The Night Eyes S-Beaner adds to the functionality of a traditional carabiner by offering separate attachment points, making it easier to attach and detach things you access often. They come in a variety of sizes ranging from IKEA screw to wheel chalk, but I recommend this number 4 size for good balance between compactness and usability. The Hero Clip has become one of my most used pieces of kit I take with me on every trip. In addition to the obvious attachment capabilities you get out of a traditional carabiner, the Hero Clip transforms into a hook to hang your gear off the edge of a table or the back of a bathroom stall, keeping your bag away from whatever mystery fluid is on the airport floor. There is a number of colors to match every personality. I went with this Iron Man colorway, and this one is a size medium. Bag tags are necessary for telling which black roller bag is yours, but they're pretty boring. Make them not boring with plain tags. These are cut from the real skin of retired aircraft. Each one is limited, individually numbered, and includes the tail or serial number of the aircraft they came from. Obviously, the more rare the aircraft, the more expensive the tag, so sky's the limit here. But there is a lot of reasonable options on very cool aircraft available. Pick your pilot's favorite aircraft or airline, or choose something they fly themselves. My grandpa flew B-25s, so that's what I chose. When my friend graduated helicopter training at Fort Rucker, I gave him a Huey tag. For an additional fee, you can also get them custom engraved. There's dozens and dozens of options, and new aircraft are added all the time. Decorations as a gift can be a risky move, but these fit any style and any home. Always wanted to see the National Air and Space Museum, but didn't want to make the trip to DC. The Smithsonian has got you covered with this photographic card deck showcasing 100 of the coolest exhibits at the museum. Viewers of my podcast, The AirPod, may recognize this set from my background. It's great as a display piece or educational resource, as each card has a high-quality photo and information about the exhibit. These metal model kits from Metal Earth make a great desk display and go together without glue. Just bend the metal tabs into place with small pliers and they're good to go. They offer a wide range of models from historic planes to modern military aircraft. Depending on your vibe, they have bare metal versions or pre-painted kits. Our first Sanitier item might take some research ahead of time just to make sure there's room in your pilot's house, because this thing is massive. The Lego Concorde is by far the coolest Lego set in my collection, and I'm still trying to find a place to properly display it. It has functioning retractable landing gear, the Concorde's iconic droop snoot, and a section of interior detail, including the lavs, which my kids find hilarious. This, without a doubt, will have them questioning if you have Kris Kringle on speed dial. When flying at night, a small, affordable flashlight can be a lifesaver. The Olight Mini 2 is one of those things you can forget you're carrying until you actually need it. It's small enough to live on a keychain or zipper pull and turns on automatically when you pull it off the magnetic base. It's not meant to replace a full-size flashlight, but it's perfect for quick tasks like finding something in a bag or luggage compartment. The base has built-in USB charging, meaning no more searching for cables, and because it's always attached to something you already carry, it ends up getting used more than you'd expect. If your pilot makes USB-C charging an absolute must, check out the iMini Ultra as an upgrade pick. It swaps the USB dongle for USB-C and adds more output, making it brighter than most cell phone flashlights. This Coast PX20 has white and red light capabilities with separate buttons for each, which means you're not cycling through modes in the dark trying to find the one you actually need. The white is plenty bright for pre-flights and ramp walks, while the red light can help preserve night vision while copying clearances or checking a sectional. It's not flashy, but it's reliable, easy to use, and durable, which is exactly what you want from a cockpit flashlight. The Olight Baton 4 is a powerful flashlight in a small package. It has multiple brightness levels, including a moonlight mode that's perfect for nighttime chart reading. There's some debate about red versus white light and night vision, but in a cockpit full of digital displays and iPads, a half-lumen white light probably won't affect much either way. When you need it, the Baton 4 will go all the way up to 1300 lumens, which is more than enough to help you locate the self-serve fuel pump in Winslow, Arizona, instead of taxiing in circles for 20 minutes at 10 p.m. in a purely hypothetical situation, of course. Even though I try to live a one-cable life, charging with Olight's proprietary magnetic tail cap charger isn't a deal breaker with up to 30 days of runtime. It comes in 5 color options, including one literally called Fighter Pilot, so it's easy to find one that fits whoever you're buying for. These are some of the most overlooked items that will immediately improve the cockpit life for pilots. This luggage scale is lightweight and affordable. As a passenger, it's great for me to keep from paying overweight bag fees, but pilots don't have to worry about that, right? Well, no, but if you know somebody flying small aircraft, they do have to worry about weight and balance. And sometimes that's not so easy to figure out once you're at the airplane. This scale lets them get an accurate weight to make sure the airplane is loaded correctly and is safe to fly. Another one that may seem odd until you consider that most pilots are flying small, unpressurized aircraft. This means as their altitude increases, the amount of oxygen that they're getting decreases. There are regulations around when a pilot needs to use supplemental oxygen, but this fingertip pulse oximeter is a cheap and easy insurance policy to guard against hypoxia or a lack of oxygen that can severely limit decision-making abilities in the cockpit. It's no secret that we rely more and more on tech in every part of our life, and in the cockpit is no exception. Cell phones, iPads, and other devices have helped change the game for pilot workload as long as they're charged. The Anchor 737 offers more than enough juice to keep all your devices topped up for the entire day. It even has enough power to charge my MacBook Pro. I have the Prime version here, but the regular version can be found for under $100 and has most of the same features minus the magnetic charging that mine has. It has 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A and supports multi-device charging so you can keep everything topped up all day. The screen shows charge level, power usage, and even gives you an estimated time to empty at the current charge rate. Hey, real quick, before we get to the next item, I want to tell you about a really cool project that I've been working on for the past 6 months. If you have a career in aviation, this is going to change how you live and work online. Stick around until the end for a special offer just for viewers of this channel. Now, back to the list. Survival items might seem like an odd choice for a pilot gift, but pilots are always preparing for the worst. The Acme Tornado Whistle is a gift that may need some explaining at first, but it is one that really shows the thought and care you put into the gift. It is dramatically more effective than yelling if you ever need to be heard. You can blow a whistle for far longer than you can shout, and at 122 decibels, the sound carries much farther, especially outdoors. Attach this to a bag or set of keys. It costs next to nothing and weighs even less. A survival tool that you can actually use every day, the Leatherman Signal mixes legendary Leatherman quality with creative survival tool integration. You get the standard multi-tool staples, pliers, combo edge blade, saw, bit drivers, but if you end up with an unplanned detour, the addition of a hammer, ferro rod, emergency whistle, and knife sharpener might get you through until help arrives. The built-in clip makes attaching to a bag or belt loop easier than ever, and even doubles as a bottle opener. The pliers lock closed to prevent an unintentional deployment while experiencing rough air, and 9 unique colorways can match any environment or stand out completely for easy locating. A word of caution here, make sure you know what type of flying your pilot does before wrapping this up. Recreational flyers and Alaska bush pilots will be thanking you next Christmas for this one, but your uncle at United will never let you forget the time he got his known crew member credentials suspended trying to bring his Christmas present home in his carry-on. Garmin is a brand pilots already recognize and trust, but their tech goes way beyond the cockpit. The Garmin inReach Mini 2 keeps you connected well outside of cell coverage. It's fully standalone and gives you two-way satellite messaging, GPS tracking, weather forecast, basic navigation, and one-touch SOS capabilities if things get really dire. It can connect to your smartphone for easier messaging and expanded navigation functionality, but it doesn't rely on it. If cash is tight, the inReach Messenger is a more affordable option that still provides satellite messaging, GPS tracking, and SOS capabilities, though the smaller screen makes messaging a challenge if your phone were to die. It does offer nearly double the battery life thanks to a larger battery and simpler display, but when runtime is already measured in weeks, that difference is unlikely to matter to most pilots. Unless you're experiencing castaway level isolation, the SOS button should get you help in just a couple of hours. For my money, the extra $50 for the Mini 2 is well spent for the additional features and improved standalone functionality. Not every situation plays out like the beginning of Hatchet. Sometimes you just need to send a quick message because the weather turned and your return leg became an overnight. That kind of flexibility makes the inReach a must-have in any flight bag. Life on the road gets tough for pilots. Days or even weeks away from home, unpredictable schedules, and food that, well, calling it food is kind of an insult to food. Here are some unassuming items that make those long days and late nights noticeably better. Flying days are dehydrating in ways that aren't always obvious. High altitudes, hot ramps, and the very real habit of forgetting to drink enough water because you're busy trying to keep up with radio calls from New York Center. Element is an electrolyte drink mix that will keep you hydrated even on the longest days. It's sugar and caffeine free, so you don't have to worry about the head rush or cutting into your sleep schedule. And it comes in a ton of great flavors that make you actually crave drinking water instead of, I know I should, but the packets are small enough to stuff into just about any pocket or pouch. Just dump and stir or shake, making it easy to add to anything from plastic bottles to hydro flasks. Nothing is worse than when your long-awaited meal delivery shows up at the end of a long day, only to be missing utensils. This utensil from Human Gear has saved me so many times in hotel rooms. I finally had enough of scooping pad thai with my fingers. Durable nylon construction means it's never going to snap in your bag, and it comes with a lifetime warranty in case it somehow did. This 3-pack lets you keep one in the rotation while the other 2 are in the dishwasher, so you can always have a clean one handy. Now, sticky rice doesn't have to mean sticky fingers, too. I know gift cards aren't always the most exciting gifts, but this one will definitely be one of the most appreciated. Eating on the road is expensive, inconsistent, and often limited to gas station food or whatever the hotel lobby is pretending qualifies as dinner. A food delivery gift card is a must for any pilot in your life, especially when they arrive after dine-in options are closed or don't have access to the crew car. Given the rising cost of food delivery, plan on at least $25 a meal. Some companies like Uber allow cards to be used on food delivery and rideshare, potentially increasing usability. Having spent more than 160 nights a year in hotels, trust me when I say nothing is more appreciated after a long day of travel than a hot meal being brought right to your door. Bonus item, this alpaca zip pouch has been a lifesaver for me. I use mine as a mini med kit and keep headache medicine, element packs, eye drops, band-aids, and more always within arm's reach. It's perfect for if you scrape your shin or slice your finger on a pre-flight, but you can obviously load this out however you wish. It's made of waterproof and tear-resistant X-Pack material to protect whatever you put inside, and alpaca is always dropping fun, limited edition colors. Every pilot eventually finds a few books that change how they look at flying. These are some of those. Stick and rudder is pilot gospel at this point. It's not just an academic exercise, but practical knowledge for anyone who truly wants to understand how to control their airplane. It's just as relevant today as when it was first printed over 60 years ago. Physics doesn't change, after all, and will improve your ability to control the airplane even if you've been flying since the first edition. Chicken Hawk is billed as a Vietnam War memoir, but that undersells what makes it valuable to pilots. At its core, it's a book about workload, fatigue, pressure, and flying in an unforgiving environment with immediate consequences. It gives a brutally honest take on fear in the cockpit and shows how repeated exposure to stress changes judgment over time. The lessons translate well beyond helicopter and combat flying. It's a reminder to manage fatigue, respect personal limits, and recognize when confidence is turning into complacency. Flight 232 tells the story of United Flight 232, a DC-10 that suffered a catastrophic engine failure that severed all 3 hydraulic systems, leading to a loss of conventional flight controls, something that at the time was considered essentially unsurvivable. Despite the odds, the crew were able to save more than half the people on board. This accident helped birth the study of crew resource management, a fundamental concept in modern airline operations, and is considered one of the key factors in what makes today's airline travel the safest form of transportation. The book isn't as much about technical flying as it is about how professionals think and communicate during an emergency. It remains the gold standard for understanding how CRM is applied in the real world. The best gift you can give anyone is a lifelong passion. I have a lot of recommendations for those people in your life that are interested in aviation but haven't taken the dive to become a pilot yet. First one is a membership to one of the advocacy groups, either AOPA or EAA. They're both great groups. They do a lot for general aviation and get people involved in flying. A great benefit of that is you get their magazine delivered every single month. So if you have somebody that loves looking at airplanes, just want to flip through the magazine, they're worth it just for that. But there's a lot of benefits that come with it too, including discounts to air shows and museums. So that's a great way to get somebody started in aviation. Next thing is a discovery flight. Most of your local flight schools will offer a discovery flight at a discounted rate. You can go down and get somebody in an airplane. They can go up with an instructor for about an hour. Usually costs anywhere from $100 to $200 depending on the school and your area. But if you really want to get somebody that spark and see if they want to take this into a career, you can go buy a discovery flight right next door to wherever you live. And the Santa tier item for this list is a flight on a Warbird. There's a lot of great organizations that are keeping these old World War II aircraft flying, and you can pay to ride along with them. I did one on a B-17 several years ago. It was one of the coolest experiences that I've ever done. There's fewer and fewer of those flying, and I highly encourage that you find one coming to a city near you and get on board. The money that you contribute to that flight will help keep those birds flying and encourage people to get into aviation. Thanks for watching. Links to everything you've seen here can be found in the description. I want to let you guys in on a special offer just for viewers of my channel. Our company has been building a first-of-its-kind app for the aviation community called Airway, a place where aviators and aviation businesses can connect, collaborate, and stay up to date on the latest aviation news and events. The app is free to download and use. Anyone who signs up for the waitlist before launch has an opportunity to receive these benefits. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and I will see you right back here on the AirPod. I want to thank Southwest Jet Center in Scottsdale, Arizona for letting us use this hangar to film this video. If you're in need of any FBO services when you're in the greater Phoenix area, please consider them.